Since Roman Abramovich took over Chelsea in June 2003, there have been 13 different managers, 15 altogether, if you count Jose Mourinho and Gus Hiddink twice. But there have been 13 different managers. Skunda and Joey are going to pose the questions to me tonight, going through the managers, asking me which one deserved more time, which ones should have been sacked, was the right decision. And it should be interesting. So, do you want to kick off, Skunda, with the very first manager who was there when Abramovich took over, which was...
Well, that was Claudio Ranieri.
No, right decision for me. I'll explain my reasoning at the end, but we'll do the quickfire list first. So, no, right decision for me with Ranieri.
And then Jose Mourinho.
First time round, yes. More time for Mourinho first time. Was quite sad when he left. Didn't see it coming. It was probably the biggest shock, really, out of the whole managers. So more time for me, yeah.
Aaron Grant.
Correct decision. Correct decision. Didn't win anything, obviously, with us. Was very close, of course, but didn't win anything with us. I think he was just an interim replacement, really, solution.
Philip Scolari.
Scolari, yep, correct decision with Scolari. He was right to go. Yeah.
What about, was it Gus Hiddink?
Gus Hiddink. Yeah, Gus Hiddink. I guess it's a tough one because I think he shared duties with the Russian national team at the time. But I would have liked him to stay, but I think he had to go, so I think that's a bit of an exception, that one. Sorry, I should have included that one. Yeah, more time though for me. I liked Hiddink.
What about Carlo Ancelotti?
Oh, more time. Yeah, 100% more time. Ancelotti. He won us the league. He won us the cup. Got us the double. Second season didn't live up to expectations, but more time for me for Ancelotti.
Andre Villas-Boas.
Correct decision. Yeah, correct decision. Wasn't going well. I think change had to be made.
Roberto Di Matteo.
Controversial one. I'll explain my reasoning at the end, but I think correct decision.
Really? Well, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. What about Rafael Benitez?
Correct decision. I don't think he was the right fit for Chelsea. Even though, he did win us something, but again, I'll explain more at the end. But correct decision for me.
Jose Mourinho second time round.
More time. Yeah, more time for Mourinho second time round.
Didn't he win the title again, didn't he?
Yeah, he won us the league again, yeah.
Gus Hiddink followed him again.
Yes, although second time round, I don't know, I just didn't take to him as much as I did first time round. But so correct decision, I think, if I had to pick between the two. Conte was my favourite out of the whole lot. He's my favourite, and I definitely would have kept him. More time for Conte for me.
Sorry.
Tough one. Sorry. See, the football wasn't popular with the faithful. We did win us the Europa League.
What did he win with you?
The Europa League. I think
against Arsenal in the final.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this is a tough decision, but I think I'm going to push for an answer here. I'm going to say correct decision.
Lampard.
Correct decision. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say correct decision. And then obviously we have Tuchel, who's managed one game so far.
Thoughts? Should
Yes.
he be sacked after one game?
No, I mean, yeah, I think after 3 games, that's when it gets real tight. That's when we have to ask the question after 3 games.
1, 2, 3. Go.
Alright, so why sack Ranieri?
I think Abramovich came in, obviously, June 2003, so he had 1 season with Ranieri. Brought in a lot of money and ideas. It was a tough one. I've got to say, it was a tough one. You know, considering what he did at Leicester, you can see that the man's got a brain on him. You know, and he can force a team to make a good challenge for the title. We got a second that year. So it was a tough one, but we needed to step up that level, I think, with the new owner. And we did step up a level, you know, Mourinho, I think.
I mean, I thought he did pretty well. I don't think he really warranted a sacking. I think it's just because Jose Mourinho did so well afterwards, it just people sort of forgot about him.
Yeah.
I think at the time, I would say it was the wrong. I think it was the wrong decision.
Would have been interesting to have him stay there with all the money and the players. Yeah, Joey, what do you think?
Yeah, I think like who are you talking about? Sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna keep that in there. Claudio Ranieri, Joey. Right decision or wrong decision? He was basically the first manager to work at Chelsea when Abramovich took over.
Well, I don't really remember much of his time back in 2003, to be honest.
Okay. Just a simple yes or no answer then. Yes or no? Should Ranieri have gone?
Yes, because he wouldn't have had the chance to win the Premier League with Leicester City.
Oh right, okay. For that reasoning then, okay.
Well, if he'd done well, Joey might have remembered him.
Yeah, cool, yeah. Okay, boys. Let's go on to Jose Mourinho then. First time he came to Chelsea, 2004 until 2007, he was at the club. Longest serving manager since Abramovich took over, you know, to date. Won a lot of things. Won us the league twice in a row. Won us the Carling Cup twice. Won us the FA Cup once. Won the Community Shield, I believe, twice. No, once I think. Once he won the Community Shield.
I think it was once because I remember Manchester United beating you in the Community Shield.
Which year was that?
I think that was 2007. I think.
That was that was United. Oh yeah, the penalties. Yeah, so it was the once. We had the one Community Shield victory.
You beat us in the FA Cup final. I know that.
That was the one FA Cup he won.
Did he Drogba with that? Oh my days!
Yeah, great finish. Very memorable goal. Yeah, Mourinho in that time.
Yeah. Well, Chelsea fans, yeah. Not for United fans.
No, but there's been many.
Even though I still have that vision sometimes of Drogba and why.
It haunts you. Yeah, guys, I've given my opinion. I mean, I think it was the wrong decision. I remember actually. How old was I? I think I was in year 8 when I heard this news. Mourinho sacked as Chelsea manager, and I was actually crying. I was actually crying at this decision. I couldn't believe it. You know, there was 13-year-old me in tears.
Was it because he was it? I mean, he was getting beat by Aston Villa, wasn't he? And then
yeah. His last few games, defeat Aston Villa, draw against Blackburn, draw in the Champions League. Yeah, that season didn't start well, but
again, you know, I think weren't they lingering in 10th? They were only 10th, weren't they?
No, I think you're getting confused with the second time he was there. They weren't that far, but they weren't that far low. But they were off the pace, obviously.
It was a slow start.
Yeah, a slow start, yes. But do you guys think it was the right decision? I don't, but what do you think?
I do think there was a bit of power play though involved. I think a Mourinho would have thought that he maybe deserved a bit more power at the club, and I don't think Abramovich agreed with that at the time.
I think that was where it broke down. Yeah, they actually fell out.
They got too egotistical, a bit big in his own boots a little bit, and I think Abramovich thought, oh no, you know, I don't want that. You know, you're too arrogant, mate. Go out.
Yeah, I think those two fell out first time. That was the main thing why that relationship broke down.
I think it's more so Abramovich.
Well, what did he call himself? The special one.
Yeah, special one. Yeah. But Mourinho's best time as a manager, you got to admit that was that time when he was at Chelsea, first time round.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even the season before he was at
Porto, yeah.
Porto.
Yeah, when he was at Porto,
Yeah.
He won the Champions League with Porto, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Yeah, so that's rose to success. Got the Chelsea job, but yeah, wrong decision for me, and wrong decision from both of you as well. Yes, Avram Grant, right decision for me. Even though he got us to a Champions League final, got us to a Carling Cup final. However, my reasoning is because I'm going to get to this a bit later as well with Di Matteo, but there's a certain thing as a manager being in control at the club, but the team he has was inherited before he got there. So I don't think he takes all the credit, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying Avram Grant, right decision.
And okay, so shall we skip to Di Matteo? Expand on the reason.
Let's brush through the others quickly first. We won't have to. We'll just brush through them quickly. So Avram Grant for you two, both right decision or wrong decision?
I would say wrong decision.
Wrong decision, really?
I mean, personally, because I feel like Mourinho was doing so well, and obviously Avram Grant didn't win anything. Everyone just thought, well, this is clearly terrible. But I don't think so. I think he actually was just a bit unlucky.
Okay.
He really could have won.
I think it was just a temporary fix, wasn't it? Just a temporary fix.
He was a temporary fix, and yeah. This is why I think the team was inherited for him, because you look at where he was you look at his career, and he's gone to Portsmouth, he's gone to West Ham, he's struggled so much, and I think as a manager, just creating a new team, he's not that great. I think at Chelsea he had a team who were great, and that's why he did so well.
I think you're right there, though.
Final of the Champions League, final of the League Cup. Came second in the league, and he continued that unbeaten run at your home stadium. So
yeah.
What did you say, Joey?
I feel you're right though in saying that he inherited that squad.
Yeah.
And as you say, Avram Grant after that he kind of went down to the lower leagues and didn't really have much success, but it was down to the fact that Jose Mourinho built a really good team. That's why, that's why I feel like he had success, because he had the players at his disposal to create that success in a way. They were true professionals of the game. They were a very high level squad. Didn't you have Johan Mata? You had.
That was later on. Yeah, that was later on. But
that was later on.
Man United were insane that year, though.
They were, yes, they were.
That.
Yeah.
It wasn't really Avram Grant's fault he didn't win anything. They were really on top of their game.
Yeah, no, I think if take United out of the equation, I think Chelsea would have got there. But then again, I stick with my point. I think that's the team was inherited. It was great. It still had Lampard in his prime, Terry in his prime, Drogba in his prime. Great team that he inherited there. Good reasoning from both of you there. Let's move on to Felipe Scolari. Only had from June 2008 up until February 2009. What do you guys think? Right decision, wrong decision?
I think it was right decision.
Who are we talking about again?
Luis Felipe Scolari, Joey.
What's going on? I don't pay attention to Chelsea because
Yeah, no, okay, fair enough.
Scolari.
They've had so many managers, mate. I wouldn't blame you if you lost count.
Well, he was a madman, wasn't he? He was very mad. He was very. I think he was too unreliable for Chelsea because you didn't know what he was going to do next, and the way he reacted and the way because he had success with Brazil, didn't he?
He did, yes.
He won the World Cup with Brazil, didn't he? Something like that.
I believe he did. He got Portugal to the quarterfinals just before he joined Chelsea at the Euro 2008.
Oh yeah, that's it. Quarterfinals, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. But still, yeah, Scolari. I just think he was a very unreliable manager for you. You know, very mad as well.
It was very on and off. Yeah, the style was very on and off.
Outspoken, I think. Sometimes.
He started very well,
but
he's faded off. Yeah, he faded off. He had to go. Yeah. Then when Scolari got sacked, Gus Hiddink came in. The first time he came to Chelsea in February 2009. He ended up winning us the FA Cup. Proved very successful and likeable with the fans. But it's, as I said in my quick fire decisions, he kind of had this was an exception because I think Gus Hiddink, he was sharing responsibilities with the Russian national team, so he did have to go, I think, in a sense. So
well, I think that's brilliant, though. That. I
yeah.
mean, that's what he done with Chelsea and then with Russia as well. I think he did really, really well. It's hard to do them. Do two jobs at once.
Skunda, would you have liked to see him more at Chelsea?
I would have liked to see him more at Chelsea. I feel, with Gus Hiddink, I just remember that run in the Champions League in that game against Barcelona.
The Barcelona
That's just
game.
what I remember.
Was that when Ronaldinho
Yes,
did
yeah.
that little trick?
No, that was before. The horrible game.
This was the game where, nothing really went Chelsea's way, and well, I guess that's putting it lightly, isn't it?
Very lightly. I remember having a conversation with you about this, Skunda, and you said that you thoroughly believe that the referee was paid off that night, and it does seem increasingly likely looking back at it.
Yeah, it does.
Do you remember that game, Joey? We're talking about the one where Chelsea went out because Iniesta scored a last-minute away goal for Barcelona. It was the game when we had loads of penalty shouts, none were given. Do you remember that game, Joey? You know what we're talking about? Essien scored a screamer, put us 1-0 up.
Was this when Ronaldinho was in the squad as well?
No. Well, no, it wasn't. No.
That happened earlier. That little skill you're thinking about, that happened earlier, like a couple of years before.
Yeah, it did, yes.
That's when Barcelona thrashed you 4-2 or something like that.
Yes, that was the 4-2. No, we were
back in an era where Barcelona were at the top of their game, but it just felt like
Iniesta,
they were getting a lot of things their way.
Were they in their light green kit then?
I can't remember the colour of their kit.
It was a yellow kit, Joey. It was a yellow kit. It was a yellow kit.
I remember Balek chasing the referee.
Yeah.
Oh, Balek! Oh, blame it. We're going that far.
The Ronaldinho thing, Joey. The Ronaldinho thing you're thinking of was when we beat them 4-2 in 2005. When he did that little sort of standing motion kick. That was brilliant. But that was 2005. Yeah, when Mourinho was in charge.
It was more of a dance.
It was more of a dance, yes. But you know what I mean, like.
And then he was like, I'm done with dancing now. I'm gonna just pop
Yeah.
the back of the neck.
Yeah.
But with Gus Hiddink, I would have. I felt a bit hard done by even as an Arsenal fan watching that.
Yeah, that was a terrible
To
game.
see what he would have actually done had he been given a proper chance in that Champions League.
It does make you wonder, doesn't it? I think out of all of the managers, maybe Gus Hiddink is the one who was actually really smart. Because he goes to Chelsea and he says, I've got a limited time period here, so I'm not going to commit myself. He does really well, and then the fans really want him to stay. So he's the one manager which Chelsea fans can say, oh, he got away. Because he actually...
The one that got away.
Yeah. Because Gus Hiddink, I think, would have done well.
Got away.
Leave on the high. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as I say, he won us the FA Cup in 2009, so he did leave on a high. Let's move on to Ancelotti. And he was a very successful manager in his time at Chelsea. Won us the double in his very first season. His second season, got us second in the league. So it wasn't terrible, but, results in that season weren't as good. Obviously with Chelsea's high expectations, and he was sacked at the end of the year. Yes, they did, Joey, but we're not here to discuss that.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
I
So
was just saying. Did Man United win the league that season? I'm just, sorry. Yeah. Anyways.
yeah, no
carry on.
worries. So if you have to go, Joey, that's completely fine by us. If you have to do something right now, you got something you need to be? No. But yeah, guys, what do you think then of Ancelotti when he was sacked at Chelsea? More time
I think,
or right decision?
Again, Carlo Ancelotti should have been given more time.
I agree.
I say it time and time again. I just disagree with Abramovich's his philosophy. The fact that he wants instant success all the time, and like, come on, look what. He just.
He's a proven manager, Ancelotti. And a proven player.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I'm not really surprised with Chelsea.
He was very popular with the fans as well, like Gus Hiddink was. And as I say, in his first season, he won us the Cup and League double, which was very historic, First Chelsea team to have done that in a season. So I remember going to that FA Cup final at Wembley when they beat Portsmouth and secured the double. It was like great feeling. Ancelotti, and also we can't underestimate Ray Wilkins. He was there that season. He was instrumental in that double winning season. Ray Wilkins, brilliant assistant. Bless, rest in peace, Ray.
So didn't Portsmouth defeat you in there? Hang on. When did
No.
Portsmouth win the FA Cup?
No, that was 2008. 2008.
Who did they play? Who did they win again?
I think in the final, they beat Cardiff.
Manchester United, wasn't it?
No, they did beat United in the quarterfinals that year though, 1-0.
That's it. Yeah. Oh man, that was depressing.
Yeah. It's a good day for me though, wasn't it? It was a good day, Skander. Don't you agree? You can't remember that. Too far back. But no, I remember it quite well. It was yeah.
Oh, you're getting your own back now, are you? Getting your own back. Oh, calm down.
Calm down. Skander, we haven't got your opinion.
United are the most successful team in England. Sorry.
What, a pain of rest? Yeah.
We have.
I can't help that, can I? It's like it's there, mate.
This is going to be a struggle. Right, okay,
I think we're gonna need some Fergie time for this video.
Yeah, no, we definitely. We still got quite a lot of managers to get through as well. So, Skander, Ancelotti, yes or no?
Another half hour.
Skander, yeah, I think Ancelotti, yes or no, Skander?
Oh yeah, I don't think he should have been sacked.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think we all agree on that one. Next, when Ancelotti left, Villas-Boas came in, Andre Villas-Boas. Deemed as the next Mourinho, because he'd worked under him, hadn't he? And he's sort of the number two to Mourinho for many years.
There was too much pressure on him. Too much pressure.
I went for right decision here. What do you two guys
Didn't he
think?
take a break from after he got the Chelsea sack?
After he got the sack, yes, I think he did, and then he went to Tottenham, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just I think he got burnt out there. He just didn't, because there was so much pressure, because everyone knew him. Everyone knew he was under Jose Mourinho. The pressure of Jose Mourinho's style, so you must know how. You must have his blueprint on how to win the league, and that wasn't really the case, would it? And I feel a bit sorry for him, really.
Yeah.
Again, I think he should have been given more time. I think he should have been more well looked after, really.
Yeah.
So I think his age played a role.
Are you saying wrong decision then? Both of you?
I'm saying
no. I think he should.
Yeah.
I think Villas-Boas should have been sacked. He should have been.
Yes. No, I agree.
It wasn't too much his fault. I feel like it wasn't all on him. I think the players just didn't trust him. They didn't. I feel like a lot of the senior players, they didn't respect him because of his age, and he wasn't actually that much older than them.
Yeah.
I think that played a huge role. and obviously if a manager, for whatever reason, if the players don't respect you, especially the senior players that all the other players look up to, then you don't have a chance.
Yeah, I think right decision there. The team was, it was going downhill, it was going in a poor direction, so I think the board had to make a change. I agree. Roberto Di Matteo, we're on to him now.
I mean, I think
Joey's alarm's going off.
Di Matteo. I think he should have.
Telling him to get to bed.
Should have been given more time because I think that was so unfair.
Joey, can you turn your machine off?
And okay, yes, he inherited the squad.
Yes, yeah.
That Andres Boa had and everything, and however, I feel like he should have been given more time. Being a former Chelsea player, I think it would have been really nice to see his philosophy really shine, and I think he could have gone on to win another thing for Chelsea if they.
I agree. I think he deserved more time. He won the Champions League. Come on.
Exactly.
He didn't have the best start to the next year, but he was trying to build something. He was trying to build a style of play.
You guys reckon?
I know. Yeah. I mean, what do you think?
I think I said in this. I knew this would be a controversial one because I said correct decision, and I'll go through why I think that. I think, as Joey referred to just then, I mentioned earlier, there was a team that was inherited. Obviously, there was still the stars there. There was obviously Drogba last year that he was at Chelsea before he came back for a season. But, it was kind of like the twilight of his career. But he played immense. And obviously, everyone remembers that final against Munich. Lampard, Terry, Cech, we still had Cole. All these stars, that we've had for years. I think this was their year when they knew they were getting towards the end of their careers. They had to perform. And you've got to remember, in that Champions League, as great as an honour as it is, we were so fortunate that year. I can even admit that because Chelsea got through against Barcelona. Lionel Messi missing a penalty against us, which could have sent us out. Ian Robben missing a penalty in the final, which Cech just about saved. I think we were so fortunate in that, and I think luck was on our side. It sounds daft, but honestly, I think we were meant to win it that year. We were meant to because things were just going our way. It was Messi hit the bar, and then that's the moment you knew, oh my God, everything's going Chelsea's way this year. They've got to win this. So I think Di Matteo had ideas. He was a decent coach, but then again, same thing with Avram Grant. You look at him after Chelsea. Has he really proven that he's a good manager? He went to Schalke, didn't do very well there. I remember we beat them 5-0 really convincingly. He never really excelled after Chelsea. So I think.
Can he speak German though?
Sorry?
Can he speak German though?
Not sure, to be honest. He might be able to.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like these things obviously play a part. He might actually speak German, but if you can't speak German, that's obviously going to play a part.
I feel yeah, go on, Skander. Finish your point.
Sorry, I just feel like Andre Villas-Boas had a poor time with this exact set of players, and then Roberto Di Matteo takes over and he wins the Champions League, and then I don't agree with that argument. He inherited a good bunch. He had to manage those players, and he did it well to get a Champions League, and then he started to try and create a philosophy, a way of playing football, and obviously that always takes time trying to do that.
I think he was a decent player. I think he was a decent manager. I'm not denying that. However, I do think that there's a certain thing as new manager comes in, rush of blood, players all get excited. They perform a lot better when a new manager comes in. Di Matteo came in. Suddenly, those players under Villas-Boas who weren't performing well, they suddenly got a kick up the arse, and they were suddenly performing under Di Matteo. You could see that in that game against Napoli. Do you remember that? We were 3-1 down in that first leg. The second leg we won 4-1, came back, and the reaction when final whistle went, everyone was just so happy, hugging each other, hugging Di Matteo. I genuinely think the players got a massive lift, and I don't deny. I'm not saying I don't regret saying that Chelsea were very fortunate to win that competition that year because things just went our way so much. Like, it was crazy. It was like we were destined to do it. I mean, Torres. You know, everyone remembers that Torres goal against Barcelona. It was like, oh my God, the script is written. Fernando Torres, he's had such a poor season, such a poor time at Chelsea. He was the one to like, you know, score the goal and secure that place.
I mean, that goal just guaranteed things. It didn't.
It did, yeah. It didn't. We would have gone through anyway, yes, but.
And it was like all the Barcelona players were obviously trying to push for a goal. It just sort of gave
Yeah.
that opportunity with all that space.
But you know what I mean? Like, Messi missed a penalty in that match, and it was just. I remember, like, they hit the post several times, even in the first leg, and it was just crazy how things just went for us that year. But,
I mean,
yeah, go on.
I still, I don't know.
No, I feel Di Matteo should have been given more time.
He should have been given time. Football is a game of luck, and obviously, I can't remember games where Chelsea were unlucky or whatever. But the luck they obviously had, you're obviously going to remember that against Barcelona. But let's be honest, they still got to the final. They went to Bayern Munich. They literally went against Bayern Munich. Where else other than their own stadium, you know?
Yeah.
And won. And yeah, the penalty and everything. But that, you're talking about all these top class players. Lehmann was one of them. Not Lehmann, sorry.
Check.
Theo Check is one of them. And he saved the penalty.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you expect from your quality players, and he's one of them to get you out in the clutch moments.
Yeah. I just feel like the boost.
You know.
I just feel like the boost was.
There is a boost.
There
is a boost, but I don't think it lasts all the way up until the Champions League final.
A lot of Chelsea fans will tell you though that was like the destiny season. That when Chelsea won the Champions League. It's I'm going to repeat myself, but it sounds daft. But like we were destined to do it. Like, you know, I think just any other year, you know, those opportunities that went our way wouldn't have. I don't know. It's written. It was weird. But yeah, okay. We'll agree to disagree on that one. Interesting views. Let's move on to Rafa Benitez, who came in after Di Matteo. Now, Benitez was an interim manager. He did say that he would only stay to the end of the season. However, we're still going to discuss whether we would have liked to see him more. I said correct decision that he went because I don't think he was the right fit for the fans. You want a player you want a manager who you can connect to. What do you two think? Rafa Benitez at Chelsea? More time or right time?
Yeah, I feel like.
Go on, Joey.
Go on, Joey.
He didn't play, did he?
He what?
The way Chelsea played, he didn't really suit their style.
No, not really. And we did lose in the Club World Cup that year as well, which was quite disappointing, I think. That's something I just remember. But Skanda, your views?
He was okay. He was okay. I think at Chelsea's standards,
okay.
You know, you'd expect a bit more, but he was okay.
Yeah.
I think he probably should have gone. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Short and sweet. Jose Mourinho, second time round then. He came back to Chelsea in 2013, stayed until 2015, won the Premier League season with his second spell back at the club. He also won the Carling Cup, or I think it was renamed. I can't remember what it was called that year. It was renamed so many times. Capital One Cup, I think it was. But yeah, so he did very well. I said wrong decision. What do you two guys think?
Jose Mourinho, second spell. I think it was wrong decision. Once again, you know, he brought success to that Chelsea team, and second time round, and again, Abramovich just went, I want more success. You know, just turn around and it's like, I remember I remember that you are actually quite arrogant, aren't you? So yeah, no, you're not the special one. I'm the special one. Get that.
I think that was the first season where it was like properly evident that you know player power was a thing. Do you agree, Skunda? You know the players they turned on Mourinho so much, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
I mean, I think player power has been there before that year. It's just you guys, not you guys, but we haven't really noticed it as much. I think that was the year when we really sort of noticed it.
Yeah.
And that asks the question: do you get rid of the manager, or do you get rid of all of those players? Pretty much all of them, other than William.
Yeah. He was.
That's what it was. That's the decision you have.
Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily his fault. I think it was the players' fault. But if you had the option, get rid of the manager or get rid of those players, what would you have done?
Yeah, get rid of the players. I would have, because I think it was the wrong decision.
I just feel like, yeah, you know, he had a good squad of players there.
But they weren't, not to him, because they. I honestly feel like Josh said, they did not play for him, and by not playing for him, they really didn't care for him, and they actually, I think, wanted him gone. I think there's a couple of things he did around the start of the season.
Yeah, there was. There was the issue with the doctor. Yes, that's right. Yeah, against.
Yeah, the doctor, and obviously Jose got rid of her.
Yeah.
And that sparked a lot of controversy.
Oh, yeah, that was.
And I feel like that was sort of the moment where the players rejected Jose.
I think you're right. Yes, yeah. That was the first game of the season as well, wasn't it? That season.
You're right. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So it pretty much went bad straight from the off. We were defending champions, and from that moment on, we just, we failed miserably.
Then again, yeah, I think, Jose Mourinho would be disrespectful for his medical staff, and was very, what's the word?
Controversial? Arrogant? Sexist?
That's the word. Oh my gosh. People are going to think, Joey is so unintelligent on this show. Cool, blimey.
That's alright, Joey. You have your qualities. Yeah.
Do you guys remember what he said? Do you guys remember what he said?
Well, it was because in that game, one of our players was injured. I think it was Gary Cahill, and she raced on. Gary, I think it was one of the two, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, she ran on with no order, and then Mourinho just went mad, shouted at her, said, basically, why are you on there without my authorization, pretty much. So that's when it all started.
I know, yeah, I remember that happening. I think it's because I remember watching a video of the game, and I'm pretty sure it was Hazard or whoever it was. I think they just played for a foul or something. They weren't actually injured, and it looked pretty obvious on the camera to me. But then obviously she's just run on there, and it's like the last few minutes of the game or something. Chelsea need to score.
Yeah.
Just sort of like, why are you doing that in a way? So I kind of get it from that start.
Yeah.
But it was a bit, he let his emotions get to him, and obviously the media took advantage of that. And I can't remember how the sacking happened though.
The sacking happened, but it was after we lost against Leicester.
Well, I mean, as in like a sacking, like she obviously departed from the club, didn't she? I mean, her sacking wasn't she sacked? Wasn't she removed?
Yeah, she was. She was removed. Yeah, and then the players didn't agree with that, and obviously they didn't really play for him afterwards. So, but yes, so we all say wrong decision really. Yeah, it was the players, but unfortunately, it was just easier to get rid of the manager, and it still is these days. So. Gus Hiddink, second time round. Right or wrong for him to go? Obviously, I think that was another case of staying to the end of the season, but even so.
I mean, what did he win?
No, well, he didn't win anything. We were down in 10th when Mourinho left, so he basically just steadied the ship, really.
Yeah, he should have been let go I think everyone, because of the first time
He didn't really do
he was
anything wrong.
successful, everyone just wanted him to stay, and I think, as you say, they wanted him to
But
stay.
he didn't have nothing to play for, really, did he? He was kind of just basically trying to pick up the pieces from that Mourinho team that sort of didn't do anything, and he just had to sort of have a makeshift season just to get him somewhat back on track, So
Boyle.
get relegated.
Yeah.
I just think it's just, again, it's just a waste of time with Abramovich. Oh, mate.
Okay.
The day until you change your owner, it'll be the day I'll be like, I will literally wear a Chelsea kit and run around.
Well, I don't know if you'd go that far, Joey. I don't...
And just be
What
like,
about,
yes, Abramovich is out. Abramovich is out.
I would have said yes. I would have kept him. I mean,
What,
he
Hiddink?
hasn't really done anything wrong in my opinion.
Okay. Right, let's go on to the next manager. It was Antonio Conte, the next manager in this circus of Chelsea managers that Chelsea have had. Antonio Conte got 2 full seasons at the Bridge. In his first season, obviously kind of revolutionised Chelsea, really. Won the title, changed the formation after that 3-0 defeat against Arsenal. And I just remember from then on, we went on this insane run. I think 13 games unbeaten. 13 games we won. Sorry. But I think that was the main point in that season where we won it. We just came out of nowhere. And his second season didn't live up to expectations, but we did win the FA Cup in his second season. And I strongly disagreed with this decision when it was made. Again, it's just very hard to take. Guys, Antonio Conte, right decision, or should he give more time?
I think they should have stayed with him, really, kept in, because he was building up something, and he was a very animated. Very animated. He was so fun to look at. He was so fun to watch,
Yeah, definitely.
And very, you didn't know what he was going to do next. He was very animated on the touchline.
Yeah.
And, I still, I think Chelsea again should have kept him.
Skander?
And I feel like he would have built a really good philosophy there. I feel,
Yeah, he should have. I said he should have stayed.
Yeah.
He
Okay. Yeah.
He did really well. Maybe things weren't going for him the year afterwards, but I do think that was a bit of the players as well.
Yeah.
Really playing for him.
His second season, I think we finished in 5th position, so we didn't finish in the Champions League. We got Europa League secured for the next season, so that was a bit of a disappointment. But we did win the FA Cup, and like Joey said, I think Conte was building something. As I say, he was my favourite manager out of this lot, to be honest, that I would have kept, because I just really did like Conte. I liked the way he changed that team and led us to that league title. He had such a great tactical mind, and now obviously he's at Inter Milan. He's doing okay there, so I think we let a good one go there. Maurizio Sarri, given 1 season by Chelsea, came in after Conte, won the Europa League with Chelsea, but he wasn't popular with the fans for some strange reason. I didn't think he was too bad, to be honest. However, I do still stick by my decision. Right decision. I think it was mainly because of the relationship with the fans and the I don't know, I guess the style of football as well. Guys, what's your take?
I think he had to go.
Hmm.
I know they won the Europa League, but
It is difficult. It is difficult.
I don't think it is difficult.
No.
No, I feel like he messed up really badly in that League Cup final halfway through the year when Kepa didn't want to come off.
Yeah.
As a manager, I've never seen that before. You're asking for a player to come off the pitch, and he's saying no, and you're just like, he's just sort of getting angry on the touchline, but he's not really doing anything about it. You know what I mean? I would have just gone on the pitch, grabbed him by the scruff of the neck, and got him off the pitch myself.
This
if
is
I
the
was
thing.
manager.
I
Like,
think.
you can't be disrespected like that.
Mm.
Even if you would get in trouble, even if you would get like free match ban or you have to get sent to the stands or whatever, you take it. You can't just let the player win in that situation, no matter what. So I think from that minute onwards, like, I know he won the Europa League, but I just felt like he had to go
Right.
after that.
Okay. Joey?
Yeah, mate. I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember that incident in the League Cup final, but
Do you not?
yeah,
It's Kepa.
I do remember. Was it? I do remember though. Was it who did they beat in the final Europa League? Was it Arsenal? Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
You probably don't remember that League Cup final, considering City were in it and they won. Yeah, you had to forget that, didn't you?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, whatever, mate. Anyways, moving on.
Well, he does like to rile us up a little bit, doesn't he? Like. But yeah, to be honest, Skunda.
Gentle reminders of how, you know.
Yeah, no, Skunda. I actually think the captain should have grabbed Kepa and took him off there. I think Azpilicueta should have done more, given he was the captain. I think he should have done more there.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I just remember watching the game. I don't even see Azpilicueta in sight of what's going on the field when the cameras are going to Kepa, back to the manager. Where the hell is he?
Yeah.
You know, is he just sitting there on the other side of the pitch?
Ridiculous,
just
isn't it?
With his thumbs,
Yeah.
just like, should I do something? What is he doing?
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, sorry. Why don't you just go home? Like, we can do this by ourselves. It's fine. Yeah. Just go back to your missus. Like that's what he's literally saying. But yeah.
Your missus, mate.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's like Azpilicueta was just like sitting there with the fans and some popcorn. He was just like watching. He was like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. So yeah.
I still think the manager is at fault there. I feel like 100% Azpilicueta should have took him off the pitch. But if I was the manager and I don't see him doing it, I would have took both of them off the pitch. Actually, I don't know. Even if I would go down a man, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would have probably stripped him of that captaincy after the game as well, though.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
That would be pretty harsh. I think you'd have to, though. Yeah, but he didn't do any of those things.
Unique situation, but he has to take charge in that kind of environment, doesn't he? Yeah. Right, and then so Maurizio Sarri given 1 season. We all say it's the correct one. Joey, you did say the correct decision, didn't you, for Maurizio Sarri?
Huh?
You did say he should have gone, didn't you, Sarri? Yeah. So I think we all agree there. And then obviously we all know what we think about Frank Lampard. I said unfortunately correct decision because I think from a footballing aspect we weren't doing good enough. And you know what, Frank Lampard is Chelsea's longest serving manager in the Abramovich era, like who was unsuccessful in terms of not winning anything. He was given a year and a half, like in Chelsea's terms, that's actually really long serving for an unsuccessful manager, in terms of silverware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish they just gave time.
Yeah.
He's a big club. Yes, he's a club legend.
But Chelsea doesn't give time, though. So,
Oh, just thinking of Secunda's comment. If he wants time, then why the fuck would he go to Chelsea?
Right. Abramovich. I just like Abramovich.
Well, he's the one that got him in.
Yeah, no, he's the one that got him in. But did he really want? I think it was more of a. Lampard's available. He's.
I really don't think it was like that. I'm pretty sure there was a bit more like. I'm pretty sure Abramovich had a bit of, you know what, it'd be nice for the fans because he's done it before with Mourinho and Gus Hiddink. Bringing him back. And then reality hit, and he was like, he didn't see any trophies.
I know.
He got a bit,
Yeah.
bit angry with that.
I know in the grand scheme of the game, like looking at all the other clubs, it's not like loyalty. But then if you just look at it in Chelsea's terms, it was like the most loyal Abramovich has ever been. You know, he's given Lampard, as I say, a year and a half, no trophies, but he's given him that time. And as I say, that's longer than any other manager who was there who didn't win it. I mean, like Scolari, 6 months, Villas-Boas, 6 months. You know, like didn't show much patience with them, winning nothing, but with Lampard, he showed more patience because obviously the status of him.
Well, yeah, because he's a club legend.
Yeah. So he's more loyal, wasn't he? Like in Chelsea's terms, he was loyal there. Like even though not in the grand aspect of the whole league and stuff. But
Lampard was trying to. I don't know. He had a lot of young players, and he brought in a lot of players at once.
Yeah, I do wonder.
He was again trying his own style and didn't have time to do it. In the first year, didn't get to buy any players, and he just sort of got, he had the younger players. And
yeah. I do wonder what. I know you disagreed with this before, Scunner, but I do actually wonder what would have, if anything would have changed had he won that FA Cup final, because he did win us. He did get us that final.
I feel he would. He would still be there if he won the FA Cup final. If he won that FA Cup final, he would still be there. And by the way, can you remind me who Chelsea lost to in the final of the FA Cup, please?
Joey, I gotta say, Joey, for a football pundit, Joey, like honestly, you've got a terrible memory. You keep asking me all these questions. Like, who was that, mate? Who was that? Honestly, mate, brush up on your history a little bit.
I love winding you up, guys.
Yeah, we know you do. But yeah, no. I just wonder, like, what would have happened had he won that? Because if he won that final, I think he would have got a bit more credit, at least. You know, even if he wasn't given the time, he would have been given more credit.
Exactly. He would
have got maybe a bit more credit. I don't think he would have got more time.
Yeah, he would definitely got more time if he won the FA Cup.
The other managers, when they win a cup, I mean, Di Matteo won a cup, gone next season. It just felt like that, didn't it, with Chelsea? It didn't really matter too much. If you started having a poor season, you were gone.
Yeah, that's the thing. Dropping down the league, if it gets to a situation where it's very, very worrying for the Chelsea board and the expectations of the club, then they've got to act really. Because
But in time, like I always say, I do not like Abramovich's philosophy, and I want him out.